Welcome back to the Atypical Hunter podcast. I'm Chris Begbie, and with me is a man who some say isn't allowed, by law specifically, within 100 yards of a Longhorn Steakhouse, the Mr. Colin Work. On this episode, we've got Matt Pell on the line. He's the creator and CEO of Accubow. Matt's story is a great one of entrepreneurship and humble beginnings, and we were extremely impressed with what Matt has done with his passion for both hunting and fitness. He's a fellow Illinoisan, and he lives close enough that we were able to talk some hunting spots around us here in Northern Illinois. Kyle, next to me here, is a big advocate for the Accubow system and uses it all the time to perfect his shot and strengthen those muscles. So if you haven't checked out Accubow, have a listen and then find him online.
With Matt from Accubow. Matt, tell us about the Accubow itself.
Yeah, thanks for having me. First of all, the Accubow is it's a multi-purpose archery training system. So it can be used for a lot of different things, depending on what your needs are as an archer or as a bow hunter. But I find the majority of our customers and users will use the Accubow as a strength training system to build up their poundage, to use for building up their full draw stability, to eliminate that pin float, eliminate target panic, those sorts of things. Another large population will use it as a release aid, so you can use it with your mechanical release, and you could use it as a technique training tool to accumulate those reps and build that muscle memory for when you're not able to shoot your bow, so that you're just constantly training that synchronization and that shot cycle. And then another major use would be with our virtual system. So you can attach your phone onto the Accubow, and you can use our virtual app, download our app called Accubow 2019, and we've got 13 different shooting environments ranging between target shooting, bow hunting, and bow fishing. We've got moving targets, bow sight customization, and our target distances will range within the app anywhere from like 10 yards all the way out to 70. So it's pretty universal system, I guess is the best way to explain it.
Yeah, and you've got some other features to it too, like the red dot sight and everything too, right?
Yeah, so that the laser sight that's built into it, that's kind of used in conjunction with the strength training aspect of it. So it's fully adjustable from 10 to 70 pounds, and you could turn that laser sight on, and that's going to really help you monitor your stability and your control while you're performing exercises, so that you're not getting sloppy with your training, and so that you can also gauge, how well you're building your strength. Of course, if you get stronger and you build up those stability muscles that are so necessary for archery, you're going to notice that laser is you're going to steady the shake, or you're going to steady the float that you'll see with that laser as you aim it on your target.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So as long as your laser pointer is staying in the same spot while you're doing the exercises, that means you're doing it right, basically.
Exactly, yeah.
Gotcha. So, I mean, it's a pretty awesome product. I know Kyle has had one for a while, and he uses it basically whenever he can't get out and shoot his real bow for whatever reason, whether that's time or weather or what. But
brought it to the hospital when my wife gave birth. I had it in the hospital room, so it was like I had no excuse not to train somehow or another. So it was a really great tool for that.
It's a really awesome tool. I'd love to hear just a little bit about you, though, and kind of how this all came to be, and maybe a little bit about your background and the background of the company, though.
Yeah, for sure. Well, my background is not to get too long-winded. My background is basically just bow hunting. You know, I've been bow hunting since I was a kid, since I was about 12 years old. I got into hunting when I was about 9. I've been fishing since I probably could walk. My dad was big time into fishing, and so I was just kind of engulfed into that outdoor culture from a really young age, and you know, somewhere within the first couple of years of hunting, I said, you know what, one day I want to be able to bow hunt, and I didn't know anything about it at the time. I just knew. I said, well, I'm going out here, I'm hunting, I'm duck hunting, I'm deer hunting with a rifle, and it's like, and I want to bow hunt, and you know, I think I was probably about 10 or 11 when that happened. So I got a bow, and it was a Hoyt, and it was adjustable from I want to say it was adjustable from 30 to 40 pounds, and so I started shooting that. Of course, I was like I was probably at 30 pounds or something like that when I was 12, and you know, I just kind of built myself up as quickly as I could. Um, and I was shooting tournaments and things like that to really kind of challenge myself to get better. And then yeah, man, it just kind of it grew from there. My parents and my grandparents even. I'd find anyone with a car that could drop me off at the public areas that I still hunt, the same exact public areas that I still hunt today. And I'd go out there with my bow and my climbing stand and just try and see what I could do. And of course, I wasn't very successful for a lot of years until I learned more through television shows, through magazines, through anything I could read to help me try and learn more. Is what I did, and then I started to learn the area better too, just by being out there more, trying new spots and trying new things, and so yeah, it just kind of grew from there, man. I've just always been a lifelong bow hunter.
And then one day you just decided, I want to kind of strengthen my bow strength or stabilization muscles, and I was reading online that it started basically with a PVC pipe and a resistance band, and you kind of grew from that point.
Yeah, so along with my bow hunting obsession, we'll call it, I would also consider myself a very avid weightlifter. It's just another one of my passions. Try and get into the gym as often as I can. But one thing that I noticed between getting into the gym, working out, and shooting a bow is I found that the correlation between the two is not as streamlined as you would think. So what I mean by that is just because you can go into the gym and you can do routine weightlifting exercises, you know, back workouts, chest workouts, shoulder workouts, whatever it may be. That's all good, but it really is it's really hard to target those archery muscle groups. You're not gonna be able to build up your archery strength as well as you think you could just by doing conventional weightlifting exercises. I've found that through my own personal experience. In fact, from other people that are also you know, big into weightlifting will tell you the same if they also have a kind of a mix between a weightlifting and archery background. I think anyone who's really done it for a while can tell you, yeah, you know what, I don't notice able to go into the gym and do barbell rows or dumbbell curls or bench press, and then be able to go pick up a bow and feel like, oh man, this is so much easier because I've been doing those workouts. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, I know.
Not really the case.
I know. When I first picked up, it was completely different muscle groups that I hadn't really ever used. I mean, it's completely a holding motion, which you never really do that. You're never holding one arm out in front of you and one arm at your ear for an extended period of time when you're in the gym. I mean, you can do shoulder raises as much as you want, but holding the bow out there for a minute is
different. It's a different thing.
Right.
There's a little bit of overlap, but yeah, there's definitely a difference. And I mean, you can even, and I'm sure you probably did this before you came up with the product, where you put the cable machine about where your bowstring would be and try to pull that back and everything. But definitely a big difference between pushing and pulling. I think that's why I like the Accubow. It replicates it almost perfectly.
right.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, there's exercises that you can do that, maybe one aspect of that exercise would be similar to pulling a bow, but like the cable exercise that you just mentioned, the one thing about the cable exercise is that I see it so often. People will brace their left arm up against a static pole,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So if you think about it, yeah, you can get the motion of drawing that right arm back, but bracing yourself up against a pole is not anywhere near similar to you've got a bow floating in midair, right? You've got to hold it up.
Mm-hmm.
You've actually got to press against that bow. You got to press back against it, and that bow can move wherever it wants to move, right?
Yeah.
It's not just a stationary pole, that's not going anywhere. So it's a little bit different, It's definitely not the same by any means. And the other thing too that I see a lot of people struggle with is it's just like that initial like 4 to 6 inches of draw when you're pulling a bow back. That initial break, how you start your draw, really makes probably the biggest difference in whether you're going to get your bow pulled back all the way or not. And that's something that I just don't think you can replicate anywhere besides with a bow or something that pulls just like a bow. Right?
Is that you're talking about kind of the coordinated movement for when you're pushing and pulling at the same time?
Yeah, in that first like 4 to 6 inches is where of your string coming back is where I see a lot of people struggle, or because they're struggling, they will get certain body parts. Could be their pulling elbow, could be their front holding shoulder. They'll get them in bad positions because they're trying to compensate for the struggle that they're having, and then that just kind of it has a rebound effect with everything, like a domino effect.
Right.
And so, anyways, yeah, I just I guess I took my weightlifting passions, my bow hunting passions, I combined them together. I was in a full-time civil engineering job. That's what I studied in college at U of I, and I actually used my engineering background to kind of design and put together how the Accubow product all works together with the resistance adjustment and everything like that. And I actually designed that in a CAD program, when I was
Right.
first getting started. And so I guess that engineering side, engineering background probably also contributed a lot to me being able to put something like this together initially.
So with when you were developing this product, I mean, tell us about, like, I guess don't go through every iteration because I'm sure you had multiple different ones. What were your favorite iterations that kind of got you to this point?
Well, it started out. I designed it. Well, actually, I built a prototype, mentioned earlier, I built like a PVC stick prototype with like a band, and because I just wanted to see how it felt first, and I tested different bands, different resistances, and I was like, man, you know what? This is pretty beneficial. Like I can feel the blood pumping into my muscles by doing this. Um, this could be really beneficial as an archer, and obviously it was a very very uh, prehistoric sort of prototype. So obviously knew there was a lot of room for improvement, and that's when I took the idea to a more sophisticated design. I started out. I cut out a piece of cardboard just to kind of get a feel for like what my design was going to look like in real life and real size. And I took that, and the next step was I got an aluminum, almost like a two-dimensional aluminum prototype put together that actually was a functioning. It had a band attached to it, and the band had a makeshift resistance attachment or adjustment. But it really was non-functional. It was more so to just relay my concept, to get my idea across, so that other people could understand it. And then from there, we went into the 3D printing prototyping phase. So we got a lifelike, real size, real version prototype made that was 3D printed. So that was pretty cool. That was really expensive.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Believe it or not.
I can imagine.
And that was all coming out of my own pocket at the time. And I was like, man, is this worth it? Like, I probably put 10,000 of my own dollars into just prototyping the product.
And you're a young guy. I mean, that's not a small amount of money.
Right, exactly. I mean, I was only a couple of years out of college, so that was, hard-earned money that I was making in my saving and making in my full-time job.
Right.
So
when did you know it was you were gonna, be like, all right, I'm gonna sell this. I'm gonna make this what I'm gonna do as my career.
That point came when I met my partner, who is still Accubow's co-founder today, is my buddy Cody Grandadam, and Cody had a flashlight company, and I met him. We met on just really kind of just fate and luck. A guy that I was exploring a potential land lease over in the LaSalle, Peru area, because I was looking for deer hunting property. And he said, we just got to talking, and he knew a guy in town, local to Peru, that owned a really big manufacturing operation. And, they today they sell flashlights to about 100,000 different stores across the U.S. Their company is called Lightsol.
Wow.
And so, anyways, Cody, it was also a bow hunter, and I explained the idea to him, and he's like, "I love it, man." He's like, "We can do this. I can get this into production." And so we formed a partnership, an agreement, and he was basically the catalyst that helped me take this idea from prototype to production phase, and the validation really came at our first ATA show. I'm sure you guys might be familiar with the ATA show, the archery trade show, every year in January. We took one of our fully functioning prototypes to that show, and man, it was a hit amongst everyone. We had booth traffic that was just lined up out of our booth. We had a little 10 by 10 booth. We had no idea what to expect, and it was just a huge success. I mean, we had people wanting to buy, hundreds at a time from us, lots of people, and we're like, okay, well, we better get into business pretty quick.
ramp up production as fast as possible.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of how we got our validation and kind of what jump started us into getting off the ground.
So the reception initially was pretty good. There wasn't too much pushback and thinking it was, I don't know, like a gimmick or something like that. It was well received.
Oh yeah, there was tons of pushback. There was not pushback at like something like the ATA show. I think the response at that first ATA show we went to was awesome because the people that were there were actually able to use and try it. And then once they used and once they tried it, they were like, okay, I see exactly what's going on here. This is pretty cool. But the pushback and the negative feedback that we got was pretty much solely focused on social media.
Imagine that.
That doesn't come as a surprise.
Yeah.
You've got everyone and their grandmother thinks that they can be a keyboard warrior today on social media, and that's just how things are. But we took every sort of little backstabbing comment that we got on social media, and I saw it all. Don't get me wrong, I've seen it all because when you're just getting started, that was just me running the show.
Right.
So I saw everything, and I just said to myself, you got to be respectful of everyone. You don't want to. It's really hard to do because obviously you take it very personal. But I just said to myself, just wait, just give me a couple of years. I'm gonna show people what this is all about, and once we get people using it and trying it, and then providing their own positive feedback, what can people say then? We're gonna have customer success stories. We're gonna have positive affirmation from people that have actually used it, and not someone that's just watching a video and formulating their own knee-jerk opinion from behind a computer screen.
Well, you're a better man than me because I would have gone off on those people if someone was doing something like that.
I mean, you take it personally for sure because it's kind of like your baby.
Yeah, I can imagine you're putting your hard-earned money and, more importantly, your time into everything, and then hearing people criticize it who probably haven't even ever used it. It's got to be frustrating. But
yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, too, it's like, look, we've got the best of intentions. I really feel like this product can truly benefit people if they use it, and that's all it comes down to. Is like, at the end of the day, I felt like I got into this because I saw a way to help out other archers and bow hunters with just things that I've learned about archery and being able to practice and being able to get in those reps. And I've just, learned over the years and wanted to be able to kind of translate that knowledge and that help into a product. And so that's really what it comes down to. So it's like, when we get like really kind of hateful messages or responses, which, to be honest, man, I would say in the last year or so, or a year and a half, that's really kind of fizzled out. I don't see a whole lot of that anymore.
Right.
But because I think people actually take us seriously now,
Yeah.
And that when initially getting started, seeing some of that stuff, it kind of gets you right in the pit of the stomach because it's like, man, you don't know anything about what we're trying to do here. You're just, you're kind of knocking something without trying it and without really understanding the intentions behind it.
Yeah, I would have to say the most criticism that I hear about it is from people, and some of them are my friends too, who haven't used it. And so, like when because I'm full bore into it, and Chris has tried it out a couple times too. It's like you're spot on when you say like once you use it, you'll see how much it can definitely help you. And you know, not to give haters any more credit, but there are definitely people who just kind of look at it and say nope, and can't just go on their merry way. They have got to say something. So, yeah, I definitely see that.
Yeah, and that's fine too. I mean, look, I've got no problem with people saying no and carrying on with their lives. But if you feel the need, I think this is just even on a bigger issue today with social media. Like how miserable can you be to kind of go out of your way, literally spend maybe 30 seconds to a minute, or even if it's 15 seconds, that time period out of your life that you're not going to get back, that
Right.
you just kind of just throwing some negativity out there into the world. And for what reason? What did that do for you?
Right. Yeah, that's definitely not an archery. It's definitely not an archery industry thing alone. That's like a bigger overarching issue in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, completely right. Complete waste of time to throw stones like that when there's no need. But when we love it, Kyle uses it all the time. I try to use it whenever I'm here. I'm planning on getting one for the winter, I think, and strengthening up when I can't get outside, and I might even do that sooner just so I can do it in the house at night or something like that. But any insight into what might be next for Accubow, or what you may have coming down the pike?
Yeah, we've got a lot of different things going on. I can't exactly say, but I can tell you that we just acquired a new company in the industry. So we're going to be partnering together with them, and cool. It's a whole different category within the bow hunting industry, and so we're really excited about that. And you guys will probably hear some more about that, in the coming months or so. With as far as Accubow is concerned, we're developing new technology, and we're also developing some new products. So that should be coming next year.
So stay tuned.
And so stay tuned, man. Yeah.
Very cool.
So Matt, where so when someone gets an Accubow or someone tries it out and decides, I'm gonna buy this one, what where can they find like the exercise programs or something to kind of give them a jump start on a routine of some kind?
Yeah, I would say the best places to go are our YouTube channel. We really revamped our YouTube channel in the past year, and we've got a really well organized library of different types of videos, whether it be exercises, whether it be just general like archery 101 type technique stuff, whether it be we've got a whole rehab retreat. Seeing a lot of people use our product for rehab, obviously because of the adjustability, they can build on their strength, incrementally. We put together a whole rehab series on our YouTube channel. So YouTube channel is great, and then I would say our Instagram or Facebook pages. Probably Instagram's a little bit more popular, a little bit more current. Go on our Instagram page. We're always putting up like new little 30-second, 1-minute videos, and a lot of times those could be exercise clips, different types of exercise variations that you can do, or different types of training techniques. So yeah, between Instagram and YouTube, man, we should have everything there for people, and sort through that, and you'll find a bunch of good info.
Nice.
You have any? We always kind of like to wrap up with the question of if you have any interesting hunts coming up in the fall or the upcoming season. So anything coming down the pike for you?
Oh yeah, dude, I do. I'm going to be going out to Colorado with my buddy Adam Greentree in September, and we're going to be doing like an 8-day backpack trip out in the Badlands there in Colorado, and we're gonna be pretty much off the grid.
That's pretty
So,
cool.
so that'll be a pretty cool trip. Obviously going after elk. I don't know, did I say that?
No, I think that's assumed
kind
when
of
you,
assumed,
when
yeah.
you go to Colorado, it's kind of what people go
Elk or
for, I
mule
guess.
deer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna be chasing elk out there, and then potentially a Saskatchewan whitetail hunt,
That'd be cool.
and potentially a Kentucky whitetail hunt.
There you go.
And I'm gonna be. I pretty much. I've got to dedicate at least 50% of my season to hunting here in Illinois, public land. That's just what I love to do.
Yeah. Where do you hunt in Illinois? I mean, we're very close to you. I know we talked a little bit before we started, but I mean, you're maybe 30 minutes from us, probably. Where are you going? Well, I'm going out this weekend scouting some areas, but I'm a newer Illinois resident, so I'm always looking for public land spots.
Yeah. Well, one of the areas that I hunt, that area you actually have to qualify to hunt there. So there's like a course that you have to shoot through, a 3D course, and you actually have to qualify to hunt there, which is good. I love that because there's just too many people that are just grabbing bows and crossbows and just running out there with 2 days worth of practice before the season starts. So I appreciate that, but there's another area called Medewin, and that area is it's huge.
Yeah, that's where I've been. That's where I've been looking.
I feel comfortable giving up that name because I could tell you Medewin, and you go look at it on a map, you'd be like, where do I even start?
Yeah.
So good luck.
Right. That's where I've been going, and they have a pretty good method of doing it anyway. You have to. It's basically first come, first serve. So, they only let a certain amount of people in there anyway. Which is nice. That's near where I'll be this weekend doing some scouting and that sort of thing. But that Colorado trip sounds amazing. I'm going to try to get out there next fall and do a similar thing with a buddy of mine as well. Have you ever done an elk hunt before?
Yeah. I went out to Oregon last year and I killed a pretty nice bull out there.
That's awesome.
But that was an awesome trip. Really, just anytime you're going elk hunting, chances are you're going to be hunting some of the most beautiful country. Those animals just know how to live in beautiful country.
Is it as different from whitetail hunting as I'm imagining is?
Well, it depends. Are you going to be hunting the rut?
I have no idea. I would imagine.
I'd say if you're hunting the rut, it is a different animal in the sense that you're going to be spotting and stalking. So you're going to be looking for herds, and when you find those herds, chances are you're going to be pretty good ways off. So you're going to have to figure out how to close that distance, and if you are hunting the rut, if you yourself don't know how to bugle or cow call very well, I would suggest hopefully you're hunting with someone that does.
Yeah.
Because traditionally, if they're hot and they're heated, you can call them into you pretty good.
Right.
And that's when things get really exciting. I killed my bull last year. I killed him at 10 yards. On the ground. Came in bugling. It was just like the hair on your neck standing up. One of those types of experiences. So it was really pretty cool. There's nothing like it, man. It requires such a physical effort. Those animals can run full speed up and down some of the steepest mountain faces you'll see. I mean, they're just so athletic. I mean, they're a spectacle to see and to hunt, man. They're bring very good optics. Make sure you've got good optics because a lot of the time that you spend elk hunting is finding elk, right? So you got binoculars up to your face half the time at least. You know.
What magnification do you use? Speaking of that, then, so if you're going to go out west, what's the I guess the standard for that?
Oh man, you're putting me on the spot.
Because it's something I've been like studying a little bit, and I mean, out here in the Midwest, you can get away with good glass at an 8 power, and you're in really good shape. But it sounds like you're looking at further distances away, and if you go 10 or 12 with some good glass, or
I know that my binos are at least 12 power.
okay,
Kyle's our resident gearhead.
yeah.
He likes the technical stuff.
I get kind of obsessed with stuff like that, and lately optics have been the game for me.
So I use at least 12 power binos, and I would, and you can if you have the money to afford even higher power, like that, the higher power you go is only going to help you because I mean, you're going to be glassing from pretty far distances, thousands of yards.
Yeah.
Probably, I'll say. And even if you have a spotting scope, that could be very helpful too. Like, we had a couple instances where we spotted the elk from so far away, we're talking miles, and we knew it was a herd of elk, but they kind of just look like ants from that distance when you're looking through a really good pair of binos. And at that point, we got to put them on a spotting scope in order to say, hey, is there a good bull in this herd for us to go after? And if there wasn't, then we would kind of leave it at that. But chances are we would find a good bull in that herd. But you gotta validate that first before you're gonna go miles on foot after this herd.
Right. Yeah. That's just got to be a crazy experience seeing all that.
Yeah. I feel like if we saw them through binos, we just go. It's actually our first time. But I definitely see the validation part, and I've heard that before with spotting scope versus no spotting scope. When to use that to validate exactly what you're going after. So yeah, I've heard that quite a bit.
Yeah. I mean, shoot, if it's your first elk hunt, man, even if you shoot a cow, man, you're going to get so much elk meat, and it's just going to be a cool experience. And trust me, those cows are smart as all get out. So that would be a achievement in itself for sure.
Yeah, I imagine. Are you going to be? Can we follow this hunt on the Accubow Instagram, or are you going to be documenting that at all?
We're going to be documenting it for sure. We're going to be filming. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep people up to speed, up to the minute, or up to the day with the hunt because, like I said, I'm almost positive we're going to be in a remote area and we're going to be off the grid.
Yeah.
So I might just have to kind of document into the camera roll and then kind of push it out
as you
once
go.
I get back into service.
You might want to. We just I just spoke with the woman from the HuntWise app. I don't know if you're familiar with that or not. It's a competitor of the OnX, and they have a new layering system where you can put in where you get cell service on the map, so you can know like where you can access your phone and stuff like that, which I thought was pretty awesome, especially for people going west. Yeah. So that's this new thing. Wow. There's this new thing they have out there, and I was like, you guys should talk about that way more because anyone going out into the mountains, even just for safety reasons, it would be, I think, really helpful to know, like where you can call somebody from.
Yeah, that's most of the time people want to update their social media.
Well, obviously that's a big priority, but I thought that was a pretty cool feature.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, if you can say like, all right, here's base camp, where's going to be the nearest area to get service? I can, it's definitely worth like a mile or 2 mile hike to do maybe once every other day to just, send out some text to family or
be like, I'm still alive, don't worry.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I was pretty impressed by that. But that's good to know that you'll be documenting it. I'm really looking forward to seeing how that goes in September. Do you want to tell everyone how to find Accubow online and on the social media accounts?
Yeah, pretty easy. Accubow.com. That's ACCUBOW.com. And, follow us on Instagram. That's just at Accubow. And, Facebook too. But, Facebook, I'm not even a big fan of Facebook anymore. They've done so many changes. And,
Yeah.
You're going to see our stuff if you're following us on Instagram. You might not see our stuff if you're following us on Facebook. I'll just say that.
Yeah, I got off Facebook a long time ago.
Yeah, we don't update the Facebook as much as we do. We do the Instagram. Same.
But that's awesome. I appreciate you taking some time and talking with us. We really like the product. We think it's definitely beneficial, especially for new archers and people that are trying to get better at making their form better and improving in that way. So thank you for putting that out. It's great. It's a great story. I love that you took the risk to do that, and I'm going to have to talk to you a little bit down the road. I'm getting my MBA from U of I right now, and we're going to have to do a project on somebody that came out of U of I and has a business. So I'm going to hit you up later on.
Making sure that's on the recording, so when you say yes, you got to say yes.
Yeah,
later.
exactly.
Perfect.
So I'm going to hit you up for that.
I'm a U of I alum too, so I love it.
Yeah, I got my U of I hat on right now, so I'll be reaching out to you for that. But again, thank you for coming on. We really appreciate it, and we're looking forward to all the success that Accubow is going to have.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate y'all having me, and keep me updated too with how your elk hunt's going to go. I'm interested to see how that goes.
Yeah, we certainly will. But thanks again.
All right, fellas. Take care.
So that was Matt Pell with Accubow. We appreciate you listening. And as always, please find Accubow on their social media sites and their website, as well as like and follow us on whatever social media platforms you see us on. Hope you like it. Please leave a comment and review if you do. If not, buzz off.